Hey everyone, thanks again for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about relationships and the importance of communicating and articulating feelings and your thoughts. It seems like people have a hard time really articulating what they feel due to not wanting to have that argument or that discussion. But the problem with letting things slide is it basically builds into being a bigger problem down the road because if you continue to let things slide, they build as resentment inside, typically. And that's just a negative powder keg, essentially building that will down the road surface and become a bigger problem than it needs to be. And if we can just learn to address our thoughts and our feelings in the moment and get comfortable with learning how to express ourselves to one another and be receiving to each other, it would impact a lot of our relationships more positively. And that goes for any relationship, like relationship with your spouse or your family, friends, or male or female. It doesn't matter really. All relationships to me have a very similar, equal weight of responsibility to work on and maintain. You know, if you care about somebody or you love somebody, not necessarily. I think that's pretty. I don't know if it's the same thing or pretty close to the same thing, but there's obviously different levels of everything. But I guess it's just trying to elevate not only ourselves but all of our relations with the world around us in a better way and magnifying the good all around us. Take the time to listen to one another, appreciate each other for what we bring to the table and the perspective we have, because there's a lot of value that comes with that. And you have to have humility to be able to consider that you may be wrong or don't necessarily know the best way forward, and somebody else might. You might get that information from an unexpected source if you're open and willing to receive information from any direction or anyone. So just try to do my best to be open minded and able to listen when people speak. I try to absorb what they say and internalize it in a way that I understand what it is they're trying to say, still keeping in mind that I have my viewpoint on things and my experiences to reflect on. And, likely I have something to say as well, but I try to give enough time to somebody to express themselves fully before I interject, much as I can control that. It's difficult at times, but I notice that a lot in other people too when you're trying to have a conversation, which is multiple people expressing themselves. Sometimes people don't give the time for others to speak, or they don't also take the time to listen to what others are articulating, so that way they can reflect on it and then give a proper rebuttal or their own perspective on it. They just go off on some other tangent that they're thinking about because they weren't listening, and that's very frustrating to everybody involved. So it's like taking the time to listen is very important. Just trying to figure out who you are, down deep, like what is it that you believe and stand for and live for, and what are your morals and what are your goals, what are your values. Those are like even down to what are your rights. Like most people don't even know what their rights are. They want them. They want to preserve them, but they don't even know what they are. So it's like you have more rights than you even know. And so, wouldn't it be wise to get to know that more in depthly? Like, what are they? And get to know the way that the system is designed and works, and just get more in depth with knowing who and what you are. Like it's super important. That way, we can all move forward more constructively, instead of chaotically. Seems like there's a lot of chaos in the world, and it comes from a lot of different sources. But I think the more that we get our lives in order and strive towards uh, positivity, growth, and development, and love, and compassion, and sharing and caring, and like just teaching others the good things, avoid the bad things, because they just lead to hurt and stress and negativity, all the bad shit. And so, yeah, just I don't know. Those are just my thoughts for the morning. Trying to express, just growth and development from each one of us in different facets of our life, and just to focus on uh, a broad spectrum of things. There's all kinds of different avenues of life to work on. Relationships is just one of them, and yourself is another, of course. And there's just breaks down into the huge pie of different segments. So the more that you can perceive your life in these segments, the more that you can narrow down where you lie in all of these segments and how you can improve in each one slowly but surely by setting goals and striving to execute each and every day. And, I may not have posted yesterday because just circumstances arose that it didn't work out for me. I got called into work and had a long day, ended up doing workout and sauna, and I ended up laying down for a short time right after. And next thing you know, I passed out, and I just never got to it. But that's life. But here I am today. We posted another video and moving on. And I got more work to do. So I'm going to get off here for now and look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Have an awesome day, everyone. And I love you guys. Thanks for watching.